Can you solve all these Class 10 English Supplementary Chapter 3, The Midnight Visitor questions? Audible was. Valid point. Fat and sloppy is true. Who is Fowler? Nice selection. Writer is the correct and valid answer. Who was Henry? Nice work. You chose waiter, and it is correct. Who was Audible? Well picked. A secret agent is the correct answer. Fowler was a dash. Correct response. Writer is the most accurate answer. Audible looked like. You got it? Your choice, very fat, is right. Synonym of espionage. Correct. Spying is the right answer. Was there a balcony? Smart pick. No is the correct choice. Audible's room was at? Bravo. The top floor is the answer. Who was disillusioned? Great job. Fowler is the accurate answer. Where did Audible live? Exactly. On the 6th floor makes sense. Nationality of Audible. Smart move. None of these is an accurate answer. Audible was a dash fellow. Solid response. Fat and sloppy is a valid choice. Where was Audible staying? Well done. French hotel is the right choice. What was the story set at? Strong choice. France is the right answer. When did he move to Paris? On track. 20 years ago is the correct answer. Where was Max supposed to be? Well reasoned. Berlin is the correct choice. What was Fowler's profession? Right choice. A writer is the best answer. Name another spy in the story. Great thinking. Max is the right choice. Who knocked at Audible's door? Excellent. Waiter is a brilliant choice. How would you describe Audible? You chose witty, and it is correct. What was Audible's profession? Nicely done. Secret agent is a solid answer. When did Audible came to France? Sharp thinking. 20 years ago is the right choice. Fowler was dash to meet Audible. Good job. Disappointed works well here. What did Audible call Fowler as? Excellent choice. Young friend is the right answer. Who is the author of the chapter? Right again. Robert Arthur is a valid answer. What is the profession of Fowler? You're right. Writer is the correct answer. How did Max claim to have entered? Perfect. A passkey is the correct choice. He smiled evilly. Who is he here? Good thinking. Audible is the right answer. Synonym of prosaic is extraordinary. Clear logic. Your choice false is sound. He had never lost his accent. Great thinking. American is the right choice. How many languages did Audible knew? Correct response. 3 is the most accurate answer. From where did Audible had his roots? Smart pick. Boston is the correct choice. Who was actually knocking on the door? Sharp thinking. Waiter is the right choice. Ausable was staying in a French hotel. Excellent choice. True is the right answer. How, according to Ausable, did Max enter? Well reasoned. Balcony is the correct choice. Who was expecting to get a secret report? Strong choice. Ausable is the right answer. What was Ausable's reaction when Max fell? Good job. He was calm. Works well here. How did Fowler feel after meeting Ausable? Valid point. Disappointed is true. What is the meaning of the word slender? Exactly, slim makes sense. When was Fowler's appointment with Ausable? Excellent. 12:30 is a brilliant choice. How did Fowler react to Ausable's trickery? Solid response. With confusion is a valid choice. What did Fowler expect from Ausable's life? You're right. Excitement and adventure is the correct answer. Max entered Ausable's room through the dash. Perfect. Main door is the correct choice. How did Fowler feel at the end of the story? Nice work. You chose thrilled, and it is correct. Max was a writer and Fowler was a secret agent. Clear logic. Your choice false is sound. What was Fowler's first impression of Ausable? On track. A fat, sloppy man is the correct answer. What was Max's reaction when he saw the waiter? Bravo. He was confused is the answer. With whom did Ausable try to raise the devil? Well picked. Management is the correct answer. What lesson did Fowler learn from the incident? You chose appearances can be deceiving, and it is correct. What startled Ausable when he entered his room? Good thinking. An intruder is the right answer. How does Fowler feel when he first sees Ausable? Nicely done. Disappointed is a solid answer. What can be inferred about Ausable's true nature? Great job. He is resourceful is the accurate answer. Ausable was brought to Paris 20 years ago from. You got it? Your choice, Boston, is right. How did Ausable describe the paper he was expecting? Correct. Important for national security is the right answer. Does Ausable fit the descriptions of a secret agent? Right choice? No is the best answer. Dash did not fit any description of a secret agent. Well done. Ausable is the right choice. Who is the author of the story, The Midnight Visitor? Right again. Robert Arthur is a valid answer. Both the spies were prosaic by nature. Contradict on this? Nice selection. True is the correct and valid answer. What is the name of the interviewer who follows Ausable? Smart move. Fowler is an accurate answer. What was the actual purpose of the knocking on the door? On track. A waiter with drinks is the correct answer. What was Max's initial plan for entering Ausable's room? clear logic. Your choice use a passkey is sound. How much time was left for their appointment to get over? Nicely done. 31 mins is a solid answer. What was the mood of Ozable when he disappointed Fowler? Right again. Wheezingly is a valid answer. Which of the following qualities do not describe Ozable? Well picked. Selfish is the correct answer. What kind of story did Fowler expect when meeting Ozable? Great job. A romantic adventure is the accurate answer. Why did Fowler imagine drugs in wine, according to Ozable? Bravo. All of the above is the answer. Ozable knew German passably. How much did he knew the language? Sharp thinking. Well enough is the right choice. Ozable was going to raise the issue of the balcony with the dash. Solid response. Management is a valid choice. Ozable said, "This is the dash time in a month someone has got into my room." You're right. Second is the correct answer. When the police arrived, white-faced, he stared at Ozable. Who is he referred to? Smart move. Fowler is an accurate answer. What does matter the most in dealing with such situations like mentioned in the chapter? D. Great thinking. Presence of mind is the right choice. What was the time of appointment? Good thinking. 12:30 am is the right answer. Who actually knocked at the door? Correct response. Waiter is the most accurate answer. Ozable's room was on which floor? Good job, sixth works well here. Ozable never lost his dash accent. You got it? Your choice American is right. Who did not fit the description of a secret agent? Well done. Ozable is the right choice. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format? Excellent. Contact Narayan Changdar on Facebook is a brilliant choice.